Hey everybody, my name is Alex Merced from alexmerced.com. And I want to talk about why promoting tolerance and diversity and openness is sort of kind of core to achieving and moving libertarianism forwards. While libertarian principles are a very thin idea in the sense that it just basically is an idea that you own yourself, you own your life, your body, your property, so no one else has a right to initiate force on your life, body, or property, the fruits of your labor. Okay? But it's a principle. Okay? There's no sort of magical force that keeps that in check. It's just our mutual willingness to follow that principle. So in that case, you need a world where the context of that world leads to people being willing to adopt that principle and willing to live by that principle. Okay, you can have people believe in libertarianism and take very non-libertarian actions. So they have to, one, believe that that's a good principle, and then two, be willing to act by that principle. And that's how you move things in a more libertarian direction. Problem is, if you have a world where people are losing hope, they're getting frustrated, people look for an outlet to express that frustration. That usually turns into hate, whether it's a hate for a group, or hate for a thing, or hate for something, and anger. The problem is it's harder to respect someone's life, body, and property when you're angry at them. Okay, and this is sort of what we're trying to see in the world, people getting angry, people looking for scapegoats, and this is turning into something violent and dangerous. That is very un-libertarian. Okay, so how do you create, so people need to be hopeful. If I think that my life can be better tomorrow, that my actions can improve my situation tomorrow, I'm more likely to respect your property because I want you to respect my property so I can take the actions to improve my life tomorrow. So the better prospects I have, the better I feel like I can do. One, because I've embraced libertarian principles and sort of almost a libertarian culture, internal culture of self-responsibility and realizing that a lot of my life, a lot of my choices can shape my outcomes, that a lot of outcomes are in my control, makes me want to make sure that's still the case. So in that case, I respect your property because you're more likely to respect my property if I respect yours, okay? Because that's the only way for me to preserve that potential I feel like I have in myself. So the more potential you feel like you have in yourself, the more willing you are to respect the potential of others and respect sort of things like the self-ownership and non-aggression and things like that. But again, if people don't feel like they have that potential, then the incentive to respect your property isn't as much there, because basically my outcomes won't improve or become any worse if I violate that principle, because my outcomes were going to be bad to begin with. So people have to have hope. That's why hope is so important. If I can't hope, if I can't aspire to something better, there's no reason to respect those boundaries, because there's no reward for those boundaries. Because again, that's a big reason at the end of the day why people adopt certain principles. So they think that they'll be better off by adopting those principles and acting on those principles. But for people to believe and act on libertarian principles, they really have to have some sort of internal sense of potential, feel that potential is able to be realized on their own accord based on their own actions. And that's the kind of culture we need to foster, okay? And that requires us to embrace people, embrace diversity, embrace tolerance, because people feel like they're not tolerated if they don't feel like there is, if they don't feel like they're tolerated in a sense. And I mean tolerated in the sense that they have the ability to participate in open markets, that people will give them a fair shake based on who they are, based on the merit of their character, then again, they won't feel like they will be rewarded for acting and respecting people's life, liberty, or life, body, and property. So hope is important. Hope comes from tolerance. Because from people tolerating each other, working with each other, interacting with each other, people feel like they have a chance and they feel like they have control over their life because they feel that they can participate. So we have to be that. We have to create that culture by acting on that. We have to be tolerance. And we have to tolerate people's choices that they make with their life, body, and property. We have to tolerate them as long as they're not aggressing on others. We have to be okay, we basically promote diversity, be okay with different cultures and whatnot, because then everybody feels they have a shot. When everyone feels like they have a shot, when everyone feels like they can participate, and that there are, and also we just gotta tell people that you have control over your life, that you can shape your future. Once people feel that, it's not hard to embrace libertarianism, because libertarianism is all about not getting in your way, not getting in the way of your potential. But if people don't feel that potential exists, why do they care if you're in the way or not? So it's all about hope, it's all about love, it's all about compassion, it's all about tolerance. And if we're not promoting those values, it's hard to create the context in which the basic libertarian principle can be embraced in a very wholesale, broad cultural way. So there is a context in which libertarian principles can better. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean compassion, tolerance, love, all this stuff is libertarian intrinsically. It's not. There's the libertarian principle of self-ownership and non-aggression, but I believe a positive context of hope, compassion, love, diversity, tolerance can better facilitate and make people able to embrace those principles, because they can realize and see their own potential. And once you see your own potential, you don't want people to be in the way of it, so you feel better about not being in the way of others. So my name is Alex Merced from alexmerced.com. If you enjoyed this video, please share it, and follow me on social media. Have a great day and enjoy.